Welcome, Internet. Welcome to another one of our Stopro series. We are back in the interview room here at Venture X with, I have here with me Keith Robertson. He represents Pro-Tech.
Pro-TechT, yep.
Not Protect, Pro-Tech. I'll inset a little PNG file here. So this is going to be part of the series where we bring in subject matter experts or people that just know way more than we do about some of the things we talked about. We covered physical security, and part of physical security I ran into that one of the things that a lot of people have been using is like ring cameras and security cameras and things of that nature, or just devices they're using so that they can be away from their house and kind of connect their house to their phone. The reason I brought Keith in here today, Keith, if you want to say hi to our audience.
How are you?
I have a personal relationship with Keith. He actually is, I'm family related to Keith, actually, when I think about it. But I brought him in here because you, like I said, you work for Pro-Tech. Would you like to explain what that is?
So we do security and home automation systems, so cameras, security systems, all that good stuff, access control.
So like what's a typical client? Like what are they asking for? Why do they come to you guys for that kind of stuff?
For us, our typical clients on the security side is full monitored security. We have a local monitoring station that the phone calls go to. All our technicians are local. Everyone in our company is local.
Interesting.
They have that personal relationship that you don't get with like an ADT or something like that, where you're just a number.
Shade throw. I love it.
Get a little one in there.
So is it by you're saying that you do everything in house? So you have you'll install the system.
Yes.
You'll have, I guess, people. You said monitoring.
Yeah, we have a monitoring station that we use.
So what's a monitoring station? Like explain that.
So
to the lay
if
person.
somebody was to break into your house, there's a little cellular communicator on the alarm panel, and it communicates directly to them. They'll try to get in touch with the client first, and then if they don't pick up, they'll dispatch the police, and then they'll continue calling until they get hold of somebody.
What's the time frame for that?
Between the alarm going off,
yeah.
There's a 30-second built-in delay on all security panels, no matter what they are. And then monitoring will try to phone, which usually takes about 30 seconds. If they don't get an answer to say that it's a false alarm, usually within about a minute and a half, they're dispatching police.
That's pretty fast.
And then from there, it's just dependent on police response in the area.
Which can be trash, I know. I have been trash for police response before. So what's... and I guess this is why I specifically tell you, my only personal experience that's not professional as far as like me having to interact with that is I have a ring camera at my house, and I have some friends that have stuff like Gil has was it Blink? I think it's like the Amazon version of that, which is probably just the same thing.
Yep.
What's the difference between what you're installing as far as live monitoring and then like again a ring camera panel? What's the difference?
So we have like the biggest difference. There's always a space for like the ring company, but we have a professional install. So to your regular person that's going up, putting up devices around their house, if something goes wrong with your Blink system or your ring system, you're out of luck. You got to either figure it out or you got to wait. If you're lucky enough to have a technician, because it's going to be a third-party technician.
Sure.
So, whereas for us, obviously, we have our company. We're out there every day fixing people's security systems. There's no, you're not required to be a security technician yourself.
That makes sense.
You have a company that does it for you.
So is there any difference in like capabilities, or is there any?
Yeah, I mean we have, because we use like a lot of the wireless stuff. So I mean you can still get. We do monitored smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors and things like that are professionally monitored. And if you have it going to a local company, you can get a discount on your homeowner's insurance.
Interesting,
for having monitored fire, because you're going to have that quick response.
So what do you think the average, and this is just kind of because you're constantly kind of interacting with people that have these types of systems, what's the biggest complaint you deal with?
The smoke detectors running out of batteries in the middle of the night.
And then beeping or whatever?
Yeah, but you get that. So like with our systems, like if you go into your bedroom closet, you've probably seen like a little black or brown or a grey panel sitting on the wall. So if you have one of those, you've got wired zones. You don't have to worry about batteries. You just permanently.
Oh, so it's actually wired. So you don't actually have.
We have both.
That's cool.
We prefer wired.
Yeah.
Because you don't have a battery running out, because they always run out at 2 o'clock in the morning.
I was about to say some
Every
random
single time it
yeah.
starts beeping at you.
That's interesting. And so like, and I'm guessing there's some, I guess, electrician stuff that has to happen where you're wiring it in.
So most of the time, most homes wire for it already.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they don't put up like keypads and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
there's usually wires ran for it.
Mm-hmm.
You can find out if you have, there's a box in your closet that you've noticed on the wall, and you're like, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
It's got a lock on it.
It's got something there, yeah.
I broke into it one time. It's just filled with wires. And I closed it and left it alone.
Yeah.
So, we prefer to wire up to those.
Uh-huh.
If it can't happen, we do have wireless options as well.
Mm-hmm.
But those are where the biggest problems run into.
So like, what's your, I guess from a feedback standpoint, like when you have a client that's coming to you saying, hey, I have security needs, what does that typically look like?
So usually they're wanting just to have that peace of mind
Mm-hmm.
that you get, just knowing that someone's looking out for your property when you're not there. So
Mm-hmm. How I'm trying to think of how I'm trying to ask this question. What's your personal opinion on, and this can be your personal opinion, so you're not speaking on behalf of your company or anything like that. What's your personal opinion on a lot of these people that, so you have like ADT is a good example of this. You have some big name companies out
Mhm.
there that they will sit there and say, well, just put the sticker in your front yard and that's going to deter crime or whatever, or let's put a fake camera up there. I run into this all the time where
Yeah.
I'll walk up and be like, yeah, my house got broken into, and I'm like, cool. So you got a camera there, and it's like, oh, that's not plugged, it's just there.
yeah. So
What's your opinion on that? Yeah.
So the thing is, criminals have gotten smarter. They're not stupid anymore. They don't just look and say, oh, there's a sign right there, I'm just going to drive on by.
Mhm.
They'll stake it out. They'll see if, even if they have a security system in there, they'll pay attention if people are arming and disarming it. So, they'll go out and check the doors. We've had it, they'll come out, they'll check the windows, they'll break a
Just
window,
to
see if there's a
something will
glass
happen?
break, see if there's any kind of a response. So
That's so they'll test to
yeah,
see
they'll
if there's an
test it
actual.
now.
Wow,
People
that's
aren't.
cool.
The criminals are getting smarter. So
Mhm. I guess the misunderstanding with most people, they think, well, I have a security system, so I'm safe. And a lot of times that I have to, like, me personally in policing, I have to sit there and tell them, no, this is just a way for you to either deter it or be able to actually do something about it if it does occur.
yes.
So, like, typically it only serves those two functions. And, like, how you don't ever have people that are, like, pissed off, like, I paid for your security system and my house still got broken into or whatever.
Not typically. When we go and install it, because we do everything in house, so we go over it with them. We let them know that it's a reactionary system.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that alarm going off, that siren blaring in the
Mhm.
air. That's the biggest thing that's going to turn somebody to make them go run away.
So what's the biggest, if you had to go from like the cheapest, most basic system all the way up to like the craziest system you've ever installed? Like explain the cheap one and then explain the expensive one and kind of what it went into both of those.
So we do cheap ones, just local, a front door, a back door, not even any windows or anything like that.
Mhm.
That we have people that just want those perimeter, that
Those
perimeter
two
breach.
entry points, yeah.
Yep, and maybe a master bedroom door. So we have people that have just that system,
Mhm.
and then we have the $3, $4, $5 million houses in Highland Park and South Lake that have
Wow.
you walk into their security panel. It's just a panel like as long as your torso.
Wow.
It's just filled.
So
we can accomplish any of it.
So like what's the difference between and obviously to protect the privacy of whoever there's got this super cool Bond villain security system, like what are they getting for that? I guess higher.
So the
package
higher
or
end
whatever?
ones are usually getting things like glass break detectors,
Mhm.
which we usually put those on the first floor. So if a window breaks, it sets the alarm off. Because if you buy like a Simply Safe, you can purchase sensors for every single window in your house.
Yeah.
But if somebody breaks that window, that sensor doesn't do anything because it's still closed.
Yeah.
So we have like glass break detectors, motion detectors for inside the house that'll you can arm the system to where you can still walk around. The motions will be deactivated, and
Oh, that's cool.
and then
Yeah.
you can arm the system when you're away and everything is going. So if somebody gets past a glass break or an open window, you've still got a motion detector inside there. And then we have we can install panic buttons. We do those by like people's beds.
Ooh.
It's like a silent panic. You
Interesting.
hear a break in, it'll just dispatch.
Was
police
it like
straight
is it
away.
like the Purge where like all the doors go and shut and all
No,
that?
so
Yeah.
the way that panics work is it's a silent alarm, but instead of the delay that you have, if somebody breaks into your house, you have the 30 seconds and then the police trying to call. If you have a panic button, you press that panic button, you're getting police straight away.
That's cool. So they go straight to...
Yeah, they dispatch. They'll get a panic alarm. They'll dispatch police. They won't even bother trying to call. They'll just send police.
I like it. So there's a... And I've dealt with this where we get motion alarms are like the worst. Motion alarms and open door alarms are... I don't go fast to these typically. I'm not asking for 5 units. Glass break alarms. I think it's interesting that you mentioned glass breaks because it's different than a breach.
Yes.
Because if a window opens or a door opens, I'm like, they left it unlocked, the wind blew it open. But on a glass break, typically I'm in a hurry because they'll tell us. I've noticed that some of these security systems, dispatch already knows.
Yes. So when
this is a broken glass, we're going. Because typically 9 times out of 10, that's a legit alarm.
Yeah. So when we install it, like pretty much as much as possible, we try to break out everything to its own zone. So if the alarm comes into them, it's going to say, this front northwest bedroom, that window just got opened. And that's like from and I'll kind of give some insight on that from a tactic standpoint, especially when you're talking about like a structure, because we'll have, again, a commercial building that's 20,000 square feet worth of commercial building. We'll be like, well, I only have 3 people available to react to this. How do I and having that specific area, specific window, specific direction, actually on our end is actually really helpful. And a lot of times, and it doesn't, I don't want to give anybody this idea that just because you catch them, these people are going to come in and pay for your window. That's not how that works at all. But it gives you this idea that, and this is kind of the reason why I wanted to talk about this specifically, is that if you are taking care of as my phone, I buzzed it. If you're taking care of your residents, and let's just say somebody happens to break into it or whatever, and we can catch the guy, you just probably saved 5, 10, 15 other people from getting victimized. Yes. And they don't hit one house.
Well, and that's what a lot of what, and we run into this a lot, and I kind of that's what I liked about this discussion is that the less people that do anything about getting broken into, the more you're kind of empowering what I would consider the criminal element into doing it more. And I think that more people now, especially with the advent of cheaper, more affordable security systems, are stepping into that. But I've had it to where now, like, there's an entire network within a neighborhood where all of these people are like, oh yeah, I got video of the car, and I got video of the license plate, I got video whatever, that you actually help as a community deter crime without it being, and police don't even have to get involved. You look around and be like, yeah, I'm not going to mess around with this area because clearly I can't take a fart without somebody knowing, what's happening here. And without it being an invasion of privacy, because if you look at like CCTVs, stuff that they have across the pond, that you got a camera in every street corner.
Absolutely.
And they have people live monitoring, they can sit there and zoom in and listen to your conversation. This can be still done privately where you're still able to cooperate with the government and with law enforcement and stuff like that to help these investigations, but your consent is still there. It's not like Patriot Act style where, we and a lot of times we have to go through, you guys won't release stuff to us unless, we've had to get a warrant
we have
before.
to go through.
Yeah.
If the homeowner doesn't want to release it, we can't.
That's what I mean. What did you do before you did this? I guess what got you interested in doing?
So the company that I'm with, we also do home automation.
Yeah.
So we do big media rooms and whole house.
Oh, so you do I guess like TV mounts and stuff like that?
TVs and all that. We're like a one-stop shop.
Oh,
and
cool.
I was in that field before, and then I went to this company, and we also did security. So I got to learn firsthand all that security stuff.
So in all of that, I'm guessing it comes from again, a lot of this is just wiring stuff to not burn down your house and setting up stuff to not be.
Yes.
I always go into apartments are the worst about this. You'll go in and you'll have a kid that mounts like a 70-inch flat screen
straight on the sheetrock.
Straight on the And I was walking there. I'm like, I hope you don't play loud music in here, dude. Like that might get ripped out. What's I guess like what does it? I guess require for you to get into that kind of stuff? Like, is it soldering? Do you have to do wiring? What?
No, it's just being very technically focused. I mean, having a desire to work with your hands is, because I can't do like a desk job. I got to be out there doing something.
And so all the stuff's done in the field, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm out in the field.
So they set up appointments and all that.
Yep. So we get, they'll call in. They're having an issue with the security system, or they're having an issue with their TV, or just a brand new install. So we'll go out there and run wires that we need to run, mount TVs,
So
fix problems.
do you spend more time doing new installs or fixing old
Personally,
problems?
I fix problems.
I was about to say,
I'm a problem fixer. So.
So someone did something beforehand, it was trash and a terrible idea, and you have to go in there and kind of fix shoddy work.
Not so much. I fix our companies. Like
I see.
If a TV stops responding, or if a panel battery goes low, or somebody gets waken up with a beeping security panel at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'll go in there, do what I can remotely, and then we'll go there,
and
the next
physically
day
actually
and fix it. So,
what if you had to give like a, I guess, small bit of advice to people that are interested in doing this? What resources do? And you can plug the company. I'm not gonna get mad if you plug in the company, but like, what's your typical suggestion? Hey, I want some sort of automation, or I want some sort of stuff in my house. Like, what's your suggestion of that?
So it's going to depend entirely on budget. So, that kind of stuff we don't recommend skimping on, because it's something that you're going to live with every single day.
Sure.
And do you want to stare at your TV with 5 cables hanging down from the wall because you went the cheapest route for somebody? Or do you want to be able to do everything on one remote? Press a button and dim your lights, close your shades, turn your TV on, get your So it's a worthwhile investment, because it's something you're going to live with every single day. If you go a cheap route and you have a bad time with it, you're going to be reminded of that bad time every single day that you go to watch TV. As opposed to having peace of mind.
And I've noticed this, that everybody that's within a field, when it comes to the things that they deal with, it's a very buy once, cry once kind of mentality about it. And it's like, look,
because we do go in and fix, my neighbor said that he can mount TVs for us. So he came over and did it, and now I've got 5 holes in my wall because he missed all the studs. My TV's on the floor. My front channel's coming out the back somewhere. So we can go in there. We'll go in there. We'll fix it.
And what do you think of that? I guess, and I only want to break this down to certain places. So for an apartment, a dorm, or something, what would you suggest as far as security stuff?
For small apartments, things like that, if it's not going to be a long-term lease, if you're there for a year, just go with an internet option. It has its place. It's if it's your personal house, or you're signed, even if you're in an apartment but you're planning on being in that apartment for a long time, you don't want to skimp on your family's safety.
Sure.
That's the biggest thing. Do you want to be called from somebody in Connecticut that knows nothing about you, nothing about your system? Do you want to speak to them, or do you want to speak to someone from our company that, like with me, like right now, I'm on call right now. So if one of our clients is having a problem, even if it's not reporting to monitoring, like they don't know anything's going on because it's just like a low battery or something, they can call them and they'll get in touch with me. And so 2 o'clock in the morning, you need to speak to a technician, we're right there.
You're like Batman. They'll do the Pro-TechT sign and
they
in the sky.
But you're not going to get that with a Blink or Simply Safe or something like that. They're going to say, well, we've got a technician that might be in your area 3 weeks from now.
Well, and I think the biggest thing that I like about kind of those types of services is that it's something that's pretty approachable. It's typically pretty fire and forget. Like once it's installed, it does. It's a very passive thing.
Yep.
It's. I've even said this. I've noticed that a lot of people have like they can do everything from their phone, and it's all automated. And you could sit there and set timers, kind of like your sprinklers. So you could set timers for all this stuff.
Yeah, we use a company called Alarm.com for so we have remote access for most of our clients. So you can go, you got to work one day and I forgot to arm my security system. So there you go, it's armed now. Everything's taken care of. So yeah, we have those remote apps.
So what area do y'all service, and what's
our primary is going to be like Highland Park, University Park, but we have clients all the way from St. Joe up on the Oklahoma border to Italy.
To Italy?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I mean, if you're wanting our company, Italy, Texas.
It was like international, yeah.
If you're wanting our company, we will make it work.
Cool. So. I guess what's if they were interested in your company and you have an opportunity to do a plug here, how do they reach you guys? You guys have a website, a phone number, or anything like that?
Yeah, it's pttsav.com.
Cool.
There's an option to request a quote. So
Hey, I like
it
it.
just depends on what you want to do. So.
You have anything else you want to tell the internet?
Like I said, just don't skimp on your family safety. Something like Simply Safe seems great off the bat, but 6 weeks from now, if one of those door sensors stops working, you're not gonna know what to do with it. It's just gonna be annoying you. And with things like that, you can go online right now and buy like an RF blocker that will disrupt the signal from your door contacts. So they can break in with this little RF contact, supply it. Just open up your door wide open. As long as they close it quick enough, your security system will never know.
Dang,
that door
I didn't
system
know
will-
that.
Yeah, most people don't. I mean, that's
Yeah.
not something that's the average Joe knows about. But criminals aren't your average Joe.
Yeah, if
what
someone's
they do
that
for a living.
motivated, yeah, if they're motivated, they can do that. So.
Yeah. So just if you're gonna spend money on one thing, that's what I would personally spend money for.
Sure.
If you're gonna go with Simply Safe, you're gonna buy all that equipment outright anyway.
Mhm.
So you buy it from a faceless Amazon website, or you can buy it from somebody you're gonna get a person attached to that security system.
Sure.
You're gonna know who installed your security panel. Something goes wrong, you're probably gonna see that same person again. So
And I like it because and it's something that we talked about. There's a community aspect of that, and like I said, part of that's y'all are, at least for the people that are in this area. If you're outside this area, I'm sorry, you got to find some sort of similar company. But like that, not only are you guys able to provide the security service, but the more people that participate in this kind of stuff, and the more people that actively utilize that within their community to keep everyone collectively safe, I think we're all doing a lot better for. So
absolutely.
I appreciate you for all that you do in keeping families safe.
Well, we appreciate you for what you do as well.
Again, if you guys have any interest, I'm going to have a link in the description for his company, and then probably some cute pictures of the company and some of the stuff that they do. And until next time, stay stoked, bros.